Hey everyone, my name is Morgan with On It Plumbing. Today I wanted to show you our new handy dandy gas press system. This right here is a Milwaukee M12 press tool. Uses the old classic M12 batteries, which is the size down from the M18s that are like that. This is what we carry on most of our tools. And they do make a press gun for the M18, but that one costs about $6,000. This one, the advantages of it is it's lower cost, more compact, and probably better for your average like service plumber, which is what we are. So for example, we're gonna be putting in this tankless water heater in the next week, and we need to run some natural gas lines. And in order to plumb this in, because we're converting it from an old electric water heater. This tool is going to save us so much time as service plumbers, because before you would literally have to measure out every piece, cut it, and thread it. And so you'd be threading, cutting it, threading it, and then you install the 90s and the T's and what have you. And that would take a lot of time. With this fitting, some people may disagree, but as a service plumber, what I do is I will cut it even with a grinder. As long as you make a nice straight cut, we will use a tool such as this to take the edges off the outside and the inside, and then we'll grit cloth the pipe down so that you've got a nice smooth edge. Press your either Viega or Apollo gas fittings on and crimp it. And it's as simple as sticking your fittings on here. We're gonna pretend this is a cut pipe because I don't want to waste any, because these fittings are expensive these days. You're gonna put it in and you're gonna crimp it. And as long as it's within the head, actually, you should look at that, because I was looking at videos online and I had a hard time. But there's your M12 press head, detachable, and it comes with 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, all the way up to 1 inch, which is going to cover most of your service plumbers and your simple installs. If you want to get the bigger one, like I said, that'll go up to I think 1.5 inches. But once you get it, there's a little lip on either side of this head. As long as you have that within this outer ring here, you push it on, crimp it, and you're done. So as long as you cut a clean edge, smooth it out, clean off the tape, you've got yourself a smooth edge. And we did this last night, pumped it up to 22 PSI, and it has not dropped at all. So this is a very, very effective way of installing gas lines. And for us, it's about efficiency. When we're running a plumbing shop, we need to be able to get things done quickly and move on to the next job. Efficiency is money. And this job, or this tool, to me, saves you so much time. It's well worth it. So like I said, the M12 is probably the best bet for like a service plumber. If you're doing a bunch of new installs and gas lines all the time, you may want to spend the extra money for the M18. But the cost difference, an M18 press tool, I believe with the heads is in the $6,000 to $7,000 range. That's a pretty steep price tag. This one actually will come with your regular press heads meant for copper piping. So it can do water piping as well. And that's what it looks like when you're doing copper. Same concept, same tool, just different heads. So it's pretty cool that you can you can swap them out. But there's a copper fitting, so that's when we're doing copper repipes, we're pressing using press tools. It's got a rubber gasket in there. I have not had any problems with these, so I'm very happy with them. Been doing this for over 10 years now, been pressing for about that same amount of time, and the only times I've had leaks is when I forgot to press a fitting. So, or if you cut the gasket because somebody doesn't, clean off the pipe properly, but have had no failures to the tool or the fittings themselves. So that's pretty good. I've had PEX stuff fail, had a lot of fittings have problems over the years, but not press stuff. So press gun, simple, stick it over the pipe, crimp it. It presses it, and it does an amazing job. What I like about it is I would say it probably doubles the speed of the job, because if you're cutting and threading, you know what I'm talking about. It's a very timely process. It makes you feel like you're in the 1940s again. Rest in peace, Grandpa, because that's what he did. But I'm third generation plumber, and we've stepped it up a little bit in 2023. We got the fancy stuff. Milwaukee really saved our butts. I've got some notes here. So yeah, for this tool right here, the M12, about $2,000 with the copper heads, and you're looking to get another $600 if you want to get the gas heads for it. So you're into it, you know, $2,600. And if you do enough of this, I mean, that'll pay for itself in no time. I think it's the way to go. If you've got new guys coming in, much easier to learn this than doing it the old way. It's just efficient. It doesn't scare them away. Isn't that right, Caleb? So I've got a couple stories where like this really pulled me out of a jam. Now this one was actually the bigger tool, the M18. I borrowed it from my dad's shop, and I got a call out in Cave Junction, which is rural Josephine County, and it was a snowy month. We had tons of emergencies. They had a 1.5-inch gas line bust on the top of their roof, and it was like they had no heat in the store. Absolute emergency to them. So I responded the same day, brought one of these, the bigger version, the M18 out, went up there in the snow. It was like this much sleet on the, like icy snow on the roof, which had hardened into one giant chunk. And as it slid off the roof, it just broke the gas lines off with it. So I was able to go in there. I brought the fittings I thought I would need and the pipe I thought I would need. I went in there, used because all I could get on that pipe at the time was a Sawzall, cut the pipe, spent some time smoothing it out, cleaning it, used the bigger version of these fittings. I used a T, some couplings, some slip couplings, some 90s, pressed that thing on there, and I had about 25 feet of 1.5-inch gas line repaired and plumbed in with no leaks. I think it took me like 45 minutes, which if you were doing that with threaded stuff and that whole deal, I mean, it probably would have been a 4-hour long job, maybe longer. So, you know, I cut my time in that job to a quarter of what it would have been had I gone old school with it. So highly recommend it. I think it's a good thing to look at if you're a plumbing company or a gas installer. I should have said this at first, so I'll probably do this and cut this into the beginning, but we offer gas line installations and services and repairs in Southern Oregon. So if you need it, give our office a call at 541-787-1999, and we can get you squared away, take care of any of your gas problems. That being said, you're going to learn about our gas press tool today. Let's see. Anything else I forgot to go over, Caleb?
As far as I know, I think that's it. Again. All right, go ahead.
I'm a little too cheap to just go wasting these fittings, because I think one thing I did forget to mention, a normal gas fitting threaded is probably like if we're going 3/4, the average price per fitting is probably about $4. The average price for one of these 3/4 is probably about $12. So there's where you're going to start having some downsides, is you're going to have a lot more cost in fittings, but you're going to save a lot in time. So if you think your time is worth more, then go for it. But if you'd rather spend all day threading, then so be it. And just so you can see, here's kind of what we're dealing with in here. It's got a yellow gasket, and it's got a metal kind of like a ferrule or a ring. That's what creates the seal, and then the pipe socket's another probably 3/4 to an inch beyond that. And then you've got these teeth on the back, kind of like a shark bite, that will just help prevent it from ever being able to get pulled loose. And I've used it a handful of times. We like to have one on hand. I think it's well worth considering that in your truck. And I hope this helped, because I was looking for videos the other day to see which fittings these were compatible with. Very hard to find, but they are totally compatible with these Vega fittings. I think that's pronouncing it right. And then they're also compatible with Apollo. As far as I know, that's the only ones that I use, and I think those are the only press fittings available. Other note, now they're offering stainless steel fittings that could go onto stainless steel pipe, or I believe galvanized pipe as well. So now you could be hard piping water lines with these tools. So it's come a long ways really quickly. Give it a try. Subscribe. Your favorite service plumber from Oregon. We'll see you next time.